everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Hi everybody, hello. Happy New For You Thursday day. I have got such a fun class for you today, but before we get started, I just want to say, hey, welcome in all of you who are usually with me on a Thursday. Those who are new, hello. If you are joining us during the premiere of today's New For You Thursday event, well, we're live chatting. There's a live chat going on right now. So say hello, say hey, tell us where you're from, tell us who you are, tell us if this is the first time ever being on the Scrapbooking Made Simple YouTube channel. We are just thrilled you are here. Now, a New For You Thursday event. What the heck is it? Well, we do it every Thursday, 5 p.m. sunny California time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Every Thursday, it is a different manufacturer, and we bring you the latest, the greatest products that they have just launched, the newest things to the paper crafting and fine art market, and we do it value priced from the get-go. From the start, it is value priced. So Thursdays are always so much fun because I get to play with new goodies. I get to show you and explore and teach and create and maybe show you things you haven't seen before, or maybe you've been interested in it but you weren't sure, and now you get to watch how it's used and you're like, oh, I can do that. So today it is the Crafters Workshop. We have got the Crafters Workshop in the house. So for those of you who have been around like me since, dirt, the Crafters Workshop, hey Jamie. Jamie was she was right next to me. She's been around as long as dirt too. You love me for that, Jamie. So the Crafters Workshop is this amazing company here located in the US of A. And what they do is stencils. They're known for their stencils. And then they brought out something called stencil butter. And then they brought out some tools that happen to go with their stencils and stencil butter. You know, I have to tell you, I like companies that do what they do best and don't try to be everything to everybody. I try to surround myself and Scrapbooking Made Simple with companies that know who they are. Jamie knows how to do stencils. She knows how to do stencil butter, and she does it phenomenally. She's a little company like we are with this huge presence. The Crafters Workshop has got this huge presence, but they do what they do really well. And as opposed to doing a lot of different things, but none of them really great, no. And those are the types of companies that I try to pick for Scrapbooking Made Simple, because we're the same way. We don't carry everybody. You can't buy everything here. We don't bring in everything from everybody. We try to surround ourselves with companies that do what they do at the top of their game. So I have got the Crafters Workshop for you today. I have 2 exclusive bundles for you, and they are swoon worthy. Yes, all the product is going to be available open stock, but the biggest and best value you will find is on the bundles. However, if you like something from bundle 1 and something from bundle 2, well, that we understand, and we're going to encourage you to buy whatever makes your heart happy, or just watch the class. And maybe you've never seen some of this before. Let me show you something new that then you take back and you think about, maybe I would like to try that. Or sometimes it's like, yep, nope, not for me. And that's okay too. Sometimes the things that I do, not everything is going to be for everybody. And knowing that ahead of time, before you put down that cold hard cash of yours, well, that's really nice to know. That way it kind of saves you from going, oh, I wish I hadn't. But then when you watch it, you might go, It might have been, oh, I don't think I'm interested in that. And then you watch somebody use it and teach with it, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So I have got 2 bundles for you today. I'm actually going to be playing with bundle number 2. So I'm going to show you what comes in bundle number 1. I'm going to show you the retail price of it. I'm going to show you the sale price of it. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm trying to decide. I think I'll hold the samples. No, I'll show you bundle 1 samples. I had to think about this. I think I'll show you bundle 1 samples, but then we're gonna play with bundle number 2. And I'm gonna do a twofer. I'm gonna do 2 cards at the exact same time, slightly different, so you can see the difference between them and what you can do with or without stencil butter. So, bundle number 1 retails for $50.60. It is a 4-pack. It's really not a 4-pack. It is a 4-pack, but it isn't a 4-pack. Retails for $50.60. Your price is $39.99. Bam, drop the mic, walk off the stage. Why is it a 4-pack, but not really? Well, you see, there's 3 stencils in here, 3 layering stencils. And then there's, here, let me show you. So there's the price, there's the sale price, there's the name. It has 3 stencils in there, but it also has 4 stencil butters. And that's being considered one item because it's in one bundle. We have from Jamie these, the most darling little, you gotta try me size stencil butters. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. So just to give you an idea, so they're not sold individual. We're only gonna sell them, boy, they got them in there. We're only gonna sell them in 4-packs, not individual, because they're little try me sizes. But you can see the difference between, hey, come play with me, try me, and oh my gosh, I love that color, I have to have more. So the full size versus the itty bitties. The itty bitties are so cute. So I don't know who else has these little trial sizes, and I don't know that they're selling them. I don't think they're allowed to be sold individually. I think they're trying to avoid that, but I don't know that anybody's put them together in a 4-pack. I don't know. They may be out there all over the place, but for us, they're new. So I'm excited. So let me tilt on down. Let me show you what comes in bundle number 1. I'll show you the samples, and then we are going to get out some paper and we are going to play today. Who is ready for the Crafters Workshop? Oh, so good. So good. All right, let's tilt on down. And the pricing, yay. Now the bundles, bundle 1 and bundle 2, while they are different, the components are the same. Both of them have 3 layering stencils. Both of them have a 4-pack of the itty bitties and the stencil butter. So the price on both bundles is the same. $50.60 retail. Your price is $39.99. So let me open this up and let me show you what we've got. Now these are layering stencils. And the Crafters Workshop does theirs a little bit differently than just about everybody else. They are A2 in size. The finished card would be A2 in size. And they take 8.5 by 11 sheet, and they put stencil number 1, 2, 3, and 4 all on the same sheet. So you don't lose anything. They're all on the same sheet. You just move your paper around, and they are absolutely numbered. So let's see if I can pull this one out. Here we go. Here we go. So let's see if I can get some kind of a glare on this. Don't know if it's there. I'm looking for number 1. So there's, oh, there we go. I think that's right. Stencil number 1, then stencil number 2, and it has the number 2. And then you would come down here and somewhere there's stencil number 3 and number 4, but it's all on one sheet, so there's nothing to lose, and easy to put away, easy to clean up, and easy to store because it is so thin. So the 3 stencils that we have for you, oh, I'm not even going to try. We'll do that later. The 3 stencils we have for you in bundle number 1 are the cute little Thanks a Bunch ferns. It's layered ferns. And yep, the Thanks a Bunch is part of it. We have, I love the mushrooms. I love the mushrooms. All 4 images on one piece of stencil film. And the lemons. Okay, so I have been bringing lemons into work. We have a lemon tree that has gone crazy. I have brought in 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 5-gallon tubs of lemons, and I still have more to bring in from this little tree that we planted after the house burned down. It's gone crazy, but there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, all of the stencils on one piece of stencil film. So bundle number 1 has the pretty lemons, it has the mushrooms, it has the ferns, and then it has the 4 biddies. And let me tell you, there's quite a bit in these little biddies. You're gonna have ample opportunity to play. And you'll know which colors you go through first. And those will be the ones that you want to buy perhaps the bigger jars of a little bit later. Look at, aren't those beautiful? Now, stencil butter is an acrylic. So it is something that can act as glue. It will work. You can water it down and thin it down, but it is an acrylic, so it has an acrylic binder in it. This isn't like a watercolor. And do you have to use a palette knife with it? No, absolutely not. You can paint with these. We're going to be using a stencil brush with them. But bundle number 1 gives you the 3 stencils and the 4 colors of the butters for $39.99. All right, let me put these here, and I'll show you the samples since we're going to work with set number 2. So SMS Girl Claire made all of the samples for bundle number 1 and bundle number 2. She's done a combination of inks and stencil butter, and you can tell the stencil butter because it's shimmery. Pretty, right? Claire did all the samples. SMS Girl Claire. Here's that Thanks a Bunch. And it's done with a combination. All the ferns were done with ink. The Thanks a Bunch was done with the stencil butter. Living Color, here are the lemons. And it was all done in inks except for the detail on the leaves and these beautiful little blue flowers over here. And we only used the stencil butters that are included in the kit. That's all we did. We used the stencil butters that were included in the kit. Here, she's done the mushrooms again. Everything was done in ink until you got to the very last stencil, which outlines everything. And she did that in the gold. So ink and stencil butter combination, yes, please. Here's another fern, and this time she's done a little bit of inking. The light green is in ink, and everything else is in the stencil butter, and you can see that shine and that shimmer. You got stencil butter through the center. So just so you can see. So done just in inks, done in inks and stencil butters, and only the stencil butters that came with the bundle. Same card, two completely different looks. And then this one, again, done with the stencil butter. So now the lemons were all done with the stencil butters. The leaves, the light green, the background on the leaves was done with ink, but then she came in with the stencil butter to add the detail, and it's all on the stencils that you're going to get. So again, two different, same card, same stencil, two totally different looks. And the nice thing is you don't have to choose. You'll be able to do it all. Isn't that nice? So bundle number 1 has some really pretty things going on. And Claire just did a super amazing job with it all. And bundle number 1, bundle number 2, same price. Not $50.60, but $39.99. Here is our bundle number 2. Again, 3 layering stencils. And they're 4 layers each, and yet they're all on one sheet. And then 4 completely different colors of the stencil butter. So let me show you the stencils that come with this, and then we're going to play. So we have got, I love these trees. Layered Promenade. I loved these. I did. And it's got all of the different layers. And it's all on one stencil sheet. Talk about bang for your buck and easy storage. Hello there. Yes, please. And then we have the layered daisies. I think this might be the one I play with. So again, there's the beautiful image. You've got all the 4 layers on one piece of stencil film. And then our last, and I love this one too because this gives you oodles of room for a sentiment. This one is called Sage Frame. And all 4 elements on one sheet, and then all 4 here to make a beautiful layered finish image. So bundle number 2, you have your 3 layering stencils, and then you have your 4 stencil butters in the itty bitties. I think that's what she should have named them, the itty bitties, because they're just so cute. Everything in mini, okay. Not that this matters to any of you, because I can't afford it either, but we were, Mr. SMS and I were at a mall that has high-end stores. We were down at Disney, and we went to like South Coast Plaza, which is the she hoity-toity, oh my gosh, mall, okay? Like, if you have to ask, you can't afford it kind of mall. So we walked in to the Louis Vuitton store, because why not? Everybody's going in, right? I want to see too. And I looked at a purse, which was like $2,000. Okay, right, okay, just go with me. Didn't buy it. But then she said, and would you like to see the mini of this? Because it was like this big purse. I'm like, yes, I'd love to see the mini version of it. Why not? And the mini was like, it was like this big. It was $4,200. It had 1/8 of the amount of fabric, and yet it was twice the price, because apparently, I was told, minis are very, very popular. People like the little, they think they're cute. Okay. $4,200. It was this big. So Jamie has done the itty bitties and has kept the price itty bitties to go with it. Well done, you girl. Instead of charging 3 times the price of what the regular size is, because that's what Louis Vuitton would have done. So we've got 4 colors in bundle number 2, and these colors are different than what's in bundle number 1. And yes, you can buy just the 4 packs of the itty bitties if you want. We're not selling them open stock, each individual one. We've got the 4 packs together, so you can buy the 4 packs, you can buy the bundles, it's up to you. But you do get 8 totally different colors if you were to buy both of the bundles or both of the 4 packs. So I think this is what I'm gonna play with today. And I'm gonna be playing with this stencil right here. Claire made samples, so I'm gonna use her stencils because they're already open. I have to put this nice pretty one back away because that's gonna belong to somebody. And I have got my stencil. And like I said, it is, I gotta be able to see. Oh, there we go. It is 4 images on 1 piece of stencil film. And it tells you, I'm not sure if I can get it, but I've got the 1 and the 2. 1, 2, and then the 3 and the 4. Oh, down here. 3 and 4. Down in the bottom corners. And that way you can tell what layer you're supposed to do. So we're gonna play with that stencil first, and I'm also gonna play with Jamie's blending brushes. Now, blending brushes are a thing. There are about a jillion different types of blending brushes out there. I have 2 different kinds that I like. I hadn't played with Jamie's much, and I asked her, Jamie, are these for the stencil butter or are these for ink? And Jamie said, why, they're for both. And I'm like, for both? She said, yes. So the bristles are firm enough to use with the stencil butter because you don't want something too soft. You don't want one of the blending brushes that we would typically use for the stencil brush butter. You need something with a firmer, a slightly longer bristle for your stencil butter, but they also work well with the inks. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna play with them. And as you can see, I have been playing with them. So we're gonna use these with both ink and stencil butter today so you can see the difference. They come in 2 packs. So you've got the smalls and you've got the larges. They're sold at 6 to a pack and they'll be on sale as well. Do you need them? Well, I suppose that if you don't have any blending brushes, they're very nice, but are they mandatory to make anything I do today work? No, you'll be able to do this with the blending brushes you have for your inks. And if you have other stencil brushes, those are gonna work too. These just happen to be by the Crafter's Workshop. She designed and developed them to work well with the stencil butters and yet still be able to use ink. So she really thought about it before she went out and just picked something off the shelf, because in the manufacturing world, you can do that. You can go to a manufacturer and they'll have 20 different types of brushes and you just pick the one you like the best. So she thought about it so that you can use them with both. I would rather see you have the stencil butter and the stencils, but the blending brushes are nice and we may start incorporating them into some other YouTubes. So I'm gonna grab a piece of white paper. I'm gonna cut it in half. I'm on 110 pound Stacy paper. I'm gonna cut it down just a little bit. And we are gonna do we're gonna do 2 card fronts or 2 fronts at the same time. I wanna do 2 fronts at the exact same time so I can show you the difference. I am gonna bring over my gel plate for my stickum because my paper just sticks right down to it and it doesn't move. I love that about it. In fact, I might be able to make this even a little bit thinner. So now my paper is down and I don't have to tape it down. And I have got my stencil. And I just need to put it anywhere on my paper. Just anywhere on my paper. I've got number 1 here, so I know this is number 1. And I'm gonna grab my Stacy Park ink from Jacquard. This is Teal Deal. And I'm gonna go in and add some color. Now, do you wash these? Yes, you can wash them. In fact, if you use them with the stencil butter, you're going to have to, because that's an acrylic product. And once that product is dry, if you leave it in your brush, that brush is going to be cemented together forever. Okay, so I've got a little bit there. And I've got down here that I need to do. And I might just do my corners a little bit just so I know where my stencil should line. And then I've got a couple little centers. So I'm going to grab a little bit of my yellow. I've got my little smaller brush. Go in and do some of my centers. And bing, bang, boom, they're done. But me being me, I'm going to add a little papaya salad to them. So I'm using the stencil actually to tap off my ink. I'm not even worrying about using another piece of paper. I'm just using my stencil to tap off some of my ink, because I want that papaya salad to just act as a shadow, to add some depth perception. So I don't want it to be too bold. And I don't want it to fill up my whole little center, because I want you to be able to still see that yellow. All right. And up we go. Done. First part done. But I said I'm going to do 2, and I am. I'm going to do them side by side, and I'm hoping we have enough time to do, well, we're going to have enough time to do them. We're going to make sure we do. I'm just going to wipe this on down. Bring over my second sheet of paper, and this time I'm going to change it up just a little bit. Just in my colors. That's all I'm going to change are my colors. And again, here's my 1, and you can see the outline. She's given you grid mark, or an etched mark in the stencil film, so you can see where your, make sure I'm down far enough. So you can see where your paper should be. And by putting it on with my, putting it down with my gel plate, everything just kind of sticks into place and it makes things easy. So I used this one for my Teal Deal, and I'll probably use it for, look at that, it turns it blue. I'll probably use it for my greens and my blues. I've got this one, and I'm going to do this one in papaya salad. Just so we have a little bit of difference between them. Now again, the brushes, the bristles are a little bit firmer than what we would typically be used to, but it's nice that it is dual purpose. My blending brushes that I have for my inks that I use from Couture Creations, I've had them for years, and I have some from Crafter's Companion, they would not be able to do the stencil butter. That's a no-go. But having a brush that would let you do both, well, I think that's a value. I think that's an added extra little yay. Okay, love that color. I do love that color. What's a good thing, because it's my ink. I better love it. And then we'll come in here and do Now, I don't know that I would have one for every color family, but I don't know that I would have one for every color. All right, and then a little bit of yellow. And that way we're talking apples to apples. We'll be in the exact same space on both of them. Okay. And lift up. And now I have two in the same place. So let's continue forward. Now I'm going to take, and stencil number 2 is here. I need it to line up so that everything I just did is masked off. I don't want to be able to see any of my teal deal coming through. I want to mask off everything I just did. I say I had it pretty close. Oh, there we go, right there. Now I've got leaves. So I'm going to come in with my Zesty Lime. Yes, we named all of my inks during lunch times. It just so happened that every time it was time to name some of my inks, it happened to be lunchtime. And Claire and Elena and Renee, they were having lunch, and I'm like, what should we name this? And, well, everything was after food. So just a little bit of my Zesty Lime. So when I swirl, it kind of lessens the color and desaturates it. And when I spounce, it's more full color. So my inks are meant to be desaturated, so you can get light, medium, and dark all out of one ink. All right. So now we've got layer number 2. Let's bring over this one and let's do layer number 2. Again, I'm just going to line it up so that none of my papaya salad is showing through. That looks good, and we're just going to do a wash, rinse, and repeat. And on this one, I'm going to keep the color really soft. So I'm using the swirl, swirl, swirl as opposed to the spounce, 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 which is completely different from the scribble, scribble, scribble. And the smush, smush, smush. If you're new to SMS, I have terminology that people are like, what? Yes, we're not doing spounce, spounce, spounce. We're doing swirl, 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 and we do smoosh, smoosh, smoosh sometimes, and often scribble, scribble, scribble. So, super soft. Okay. So now you can see the difference between the colors of the green, super soft and a little bit deeper. And it's time to move on. For the flowers, I'm going to do the flowers in the same colors for both of the cards. So now I'm down to number 3, and I line it up. And again, I don't want to see my previous colors coming through. That looks perfect. Give a little press down on my gel plate and everything kind of stays where it is. I can take this and kind of wash that off. I've got this one that had my orange and my yellows on it. I'm going to kind of rinse it off. Now, I haven't put any acrylic on it yet, so a baby wipe is perfectly fine. That's really all you need. Once I add acrylic to it, I will really need to, I'll put it in some water and make sure that I rinse it off really, really well. But now we're going to use Dragon Fruit Delight. And I'm going to use Dragon Fruit Delight on both of them. So come on in. And I'm going to go pretty heavy in my color. Pretty dark. And I'm going to do all my flowers in my Dragon Fruit Delight. And I think SMS girl Zoe, she moved out of state. I think Zoe's the one who named Dragon Fruit Delight. I haven't really named any of my inks. I do the colors and I leave it to the girls to pick names. They do such a good job. So again, I'm going pretty saturated, basically full color. And if I go out of my lines, oh no, what do I do? That's fine, we're gonna cut it off anyway. All right, and our last one. So the brushes are nice. They're very nice. They stand up very well with that firmer bristle and that longer bristle. And the two sizes are very nice, having the small and the large. All right. So there I am so far. Actually, that doesn't look bad just the way it is. That looks pretty good. But let's bring over my other. Now, Jamie has no idea what I'm doing with her product. Manufacturers don't get to know ahead of time what we're doing. It doesn't work that way. They learn what I've decided to do with their product pretty much when you do. So she could be on right now going, oh, Stacy, I don't know about this. What are you doing? Or she could be going, you go, girl. You just do it. You do you, boo. So I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to go heavier. Just like I did my last one. I'm going to keep it fully saturated. And this is a bright, happy color. I like bright, happy colors. If anybody ever, you know those shows that come over to your house because all you wear is brown? They would not find that in my wardrobe. I have every color in my, what I don't have are patterns. Everything of mine is solids. But I do have every color in the rainbow in my wardrobe. I am not afraid of a little color. But patterns scare me. There's a commercial on TV. I don't know if it's for Ross or TJ Maxx or whatever, but there's this girl and she's got this black and white houndstooth little jacket on, and she's got a purple shirt underneath it and a pair of jeans. She's like a fashionista. She's going out for the night. And I'm like, that's really cute. I would have never thought to wear houndstooth with a purple. And yeah, really cute. I'm a solids kind of girl, but I do like my colors. All right. So we're back to being even. The only difference that I've done really is the papaya salad to the teal deal. So back to our first, and I'm down to stencil number 4. I am here. I am at the last stencil. And again, I just need to line it up so it masks everything off. I don't want to see color coming through. Can you see that color coming through? I don't want to see color coming through my stencil area. No, no, no. I want to line it up so what I see is white paper or whatever, cream paper, whatever color paper you're using. I don't want to see what I've previously colored. See now? Nothing there. Perfect. Just the way I want it. And I'm still going to use my Dragon Fruit Delight. This time I'm going to desaturate it to almost nothing. I am using a whisper of color. Desaturating it to almost nothing. You can see a little bit of my, there we go. And I just want a whisper of color. And that's what my inks are known for. My inks are known, they're made by Jacquard. They are a fine art quality ink. They're a dye-based water reactive, water soluble ink that are highly saturated and let you desaturate on them beautifully, but they also will let you throw embossing powder over the top of them. They're a little bit of magical, my inks are, but that's because they are made by a fine art company. Okay, so I've done very, very light so that when I lift it, it looks like I've used more than one color pink, but I haven't. I've only used Dragon Fruit Delight, but look at what I was able to make. But we have this one over here that we have not finished yet. Hello, stencil butter. It's time to get you out and play. So my last stencil, the number 4, that's all I've got left to do. And I want to line it up so that I don't see any of my previous colors coming through. I'm going to clean my brush and I'm going to bring over one of the stencil butters that comes with this kit. So this one is Rose. Well, we're doing Daisy, but it's called Rose. And because I'm on my gel plate, everything just kind of sucks on down and sticks on down. Take a little piece of paper, pick up a little bit of my rose, and just kind of tap it. And now I'm going to come in and I'm going to go swirl, swirl, swirl. Swirl, swirl, swirl. Swirl, swirl, swirl. So less is more. You can always add more color to it, but if you start light, you can build your color. And this will be, because it is an acrylic, it will be more opaque. However, the thinner the coat you put on, the more translucent it is. It will never be transparent. But if you put on a thin enough coat, you will be able to make some blends and have, more than importantly, because you can blend even when it's wet. I mean, you can blend it all the time, but you will be able to make some layers of transparency, translucent color. It will never be completely transparent. This isn't a water-soluble product. It's an acrylic. So it's always going to want to lend to an opaque look. It just depends upon how heavy-handed you are. And I'm always the one who says, start light and build. It's easy to add color. It's much harder to take it away. It's easy to add salt and garlic to whatever it is you're cooking. But the minute it is too salty or too garlicky, blah. And I don't do garlic. I'm allergic to garlic. You're like, say, what? Yes, I am allergic to garlic. So we don't do garlic in my house. Well, when they do, I don't. But I have salted something way too much. And I'm just picking up from my little over here to add more. I can still use that. You can see these little jars are going to give you ample time to play. All right, I've got a very fine coat going on. Now I pick it up. And now where that soft pink is, I have a beautiful shimmer. Just where that soft pink is. But because I put it on so fine, it's pretty dry. It doesn't take long for it to dry. So what if I wanted to do more? What if I came back? How about we come back and we do our leaves? Let's come back and we'll add something to the leaves. because I've got such a thin coat, I'm able to come back and let's grab some green, and I'm going to grab the green that comes with this kit. And just a little bit. It's sticking to my gel plate, which is what I want it to do, but I want to get it down in place first. What if I do two hands before? Oh, that looks good. Okay, let's go there. So a little bit of my green. And now I'm just tapping some of it on. On top of my inked image. And then tap it all off. I want it all off. And then I'm gonna, so I tapped first, and now I'm just gonna brush a little bit here, and that's going to smooth it out. So first I tapped to add my color, and then I kind of dragged it out to smooth it out and give me a wonderful little blend. And again, I'm on top of ink, so I'm combining the two. Think we're good? Ha-ha. Now I've got a little bit of a shimmer on my leaves as well because I've added my stencil butter, but we're not done. So here's our ink only, which is lovely. But now we are starting to add dimension, and we're using that stencil butter for not only the sheen, but the shadow. So I am going to want to wash this, and I do have a cup of water because I did use acrylic. So I'm just washing it in my cup of water. Wash them under the sink. I just want to make sure that I get all that acrylic out so that my bristles do not glue themselves together. Now I'm going to come back to the pink. So let's put this on. So now I've used the green, which is fern. I've used the rose on my daisies. And I'm now going to use the orchid. So I'm going to come back one more time. Because I used so little, it's already dry. I'm going to put my stencil number 3 back over the top. It's a good thing those numbers are there. That way you know which way to go. I'm going to put my number 3 back over the top. And this is the one I did with my Dragon Fruit Delight. And it looks nice. It looks great. Very pretty with the soft pink, the Dragon Fruit Delight, and then desaturating this Dragon Fruit Delight looks really great. But what if I added a little something more? So my orchid. I want to use less. And I want to just tap in some of this darker purple. And then I'm going to take and smooth it out. Okay, now get it off my brush. And then my last one. Okay, let's see what we get. So this is where we stopped with the first one. But this is where we went with the second one. What do you think? And the stencil butter's got, anywhere I have it, it's got a little bit of glimmer, a little bit of sheen, and I blended and made my colors. I still have that. My Dragon Fruit Delight is still coming through in areas, but it's not quite as bam as that one. I've got a little bit of my green stencil butter doing my shading. Ooh, the same, but different. And super easy to use. Really forgiving. Anybody who is just starting in crafting, you can do this. And then baby wipe. Baby wipe. See how it sticks down to my gel plate? Love my gel plate. Don't know where it was been all my life, but now that I have, I can't be without, because everything just holds right to it. Look at how easy cleanup is. If you can baby wipe it, I can do it. So all nice and clean. Yes, I'm freehanding. Yes, it's not going to be perfect. Yes, I'm okay with that. And even though it is an acrylic type of paste, because I use such thin coats, it's already dry. Ooh, let's put this into my water because it's got just give it a nice little wash. Ooh, and then it's good. So I've got this one. And I've got this one. And while they are the same, they are not the same. One done just with ink and one done ink and stencil butter. And you don't have to choose. You can do it all. See, this is already dry. Is that crazy? That's really, 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 really wonderful. Look at that. And it's got that sheen and shine going on. This one's beautiful. It's just a little, it's more flat. Said in the nicest way possible. Let's see. Tiny. I'm just going to mat this really fast and then I'm going to show you bundle number 2 again, and I'll show you all the sample. Well, I'll show you bundle number 1, number 2, and then show you the samples again. Crazy that it's dry, right? Now the thicker you put it on, the longer dry time you're looking at. But I love just putting it on very, very thin. Doesn't need to be too heavy. I like using it for an accent. A little wink, a little nod of something, a little sparkle and shine without being too sparkly or too shiny. And yet because it's got that shine and that sheen to it, it adds depth and dimension to your project. I mean, that's got depth and dimension to it. I would have loved to have had that orange, but I don't have that orange paper handy. I didn't know I was going to mat, so we'll just do this one super fast. And I'm going to leave the mat just a little bit wider. Y'all have trimmers, I know. I'm a girl who just goes for it. There we go. I think I'll finish this one a little bit later. I'll go ahead and finish matting it, but I think they're beautiful, and I think they're easy, and I think they're affordable, and I think you have lots of opportunity. And if you've never played with stencil butter before, I think these little itty bitties are absolutely darling. So bundle number 2 was made up of the pretty trees, the daisies that I did. I mean, totally different looking, completely different from what the picture is. And the sage frame. And it comes with the 4 colors of stencil butter. So this is bundle number 2. Let me show you some of the samples that Miss Claire made. So here she did a little bit of inking on the back, but then she's done a nice heavy coat of the stencil butter on the last one to the rose and the fern are a little bit heavy because again it gives that gives some dimension, and look at that sheen and shine. And then we have the trees, and here she did the brown for the trees in ink, but the rest of it is all done in the stencil butter. And here's Claire's version of the daisies. So very similar to the sample that's shown on the packaging. All done. She did the yellow. That's the only thing she did in ink. Every other aspect of it was done in the stencil butter. And then this one's so beautiful. This one is so soft and so serene. That's that sage again. Look at the difference. Same stencil, 2 completely different color palettes. And yet she used the stencil butter that comes with the kit. So, bundle number 2. And this is the one that we made today. Bundle number 1. And that's where the ferns were, and the lemons, and the mushrooms. So you decide which bundle makes your heart happy, or if you would prefer open stock on the stencils and the 4-packs. Now Claire also made a layout for you where she took elements of the stencils and the stencil butter and used it. This is all stenciling. She just took elements from each to make a layout. Doesn't have to be for card making, can be for anything, mixed media, altered art. You got it? Absolutely. You want to create it? Go to it. Look at how pretty. Making the border was beautiful. So how did she make the border? She used the centers of the leaves to make the borders. Isn't that brilliant? And here's from the daisy. She did such a lovely job. That's a beautiful layout. Well done, Claire. So as I said, we've got bundle number 1 available, bundle number 2 available, open stock if you'd prefer of all the items. We have the brushes, they're sold in sets of 6. We have the brushes available for you. We have her green, if you're gonna do a background to move the stencil butter, or gosh, modeling paste, if you're using your auxiliaries from Royal Talons. I'm going to probably be keeping this to use this with my auxiliaries, which is your modeling paste, your gessos, your gel mediums. Yeah, this is lovely. Perfect. And it's really affordable. So what did we think about today's New For You event featuring the Crafters Workshop? Fun stuff, right? Fun stuff, and easy, and accessible, and a little change. Just change your color, and you change everything. You've got this. You can do this, and at a price that is wahoo ka-choo. So It is me, Stacy, here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, sending a big thank you to everybody at the Crafters Workshop for making this possible. We hope to see you again for another New For You event. And you can find all of this product available online at scrapbookingmadesimple.com. You can also find it in our retail store, but I do want to encourage you, if you have an independent retail store local, if you have one local, go shop there first and see if they have it. The Crafters Workshop is carried globally, so we are not the only people to have it. And if you're lucky enough to still be able to go walk into a store and see, feel, and touch the product, ask all the questions of the staff there, and they're excited when you walk in and they know your name, by all means, shop with them first. Then, if they don't carry the product, or you don't have a local store, then an independent small mom and pop online business is always welcoming your business. And there's lots of us out there, lots of us little independent shops that have our online business as well. So by all means, if you sprinkle a little bit everywhere, then everybody gets to stay in business. All right. So it's all available, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, our retail store, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., or online 24 hours a day. The next time I'm going to see you is Saturday morning for our Saturday with Stacy class. It's a great class. It is. The girls were playing with it yesterday. I've got new Andy Skinner stamps for you. We're going to be playing with Jacquard. I've just got a whole bunch of goodness, and that is a full-length, commercial-free, well, still commercial-free. When I retire, I'm going to monetize all my videos. So for now, commercial-free, full-length, technique-based class that happens Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Sunday, California time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, and 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom. I hope to see you all then. Don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Bye, everybody.